Welcome to the Claws and Clovers podcast. I'm JP, and let's get into this week's action, which is the Notre Dame Fighting Irish taking on the Navy Midshipmen. Navy is 7-1, Notre Dame is 6-2. Notre Dame is continuing to try to make strides towards that college football playoff, which a lot of people are crying about. Notre Dame is ranked above Miami. Notre Dame shouldn't be in the playoff. Well, fuck you, because Notre Dame is definitely a top 5 team in the country, and they deserve to be in the college football playoff. So don't even get me started with that. But Notre Dame and Navy has a deep, deep place in my heart, because it is a rivalry that I truly respect. As I also respect Notre Dame and Army. I respect when Notre Dame plays the military schools, because if it wasn't for those military schools, Notre Dame would not have the national notoriety that they have today. The many matchups with Navy at Yankee Stadium, the many matchups against Army at Yankee Stadium, all the history, all of it. Many great players have come out of this rivalry, whether it was Ricky Dobbs, Roger Staubach. For Notre Dame, obviously, you know the names like Montana, Theismann, Tim Brown, Ishmael. The list goes on and on and on of great, great players. So this is a tremendous rivalry. As a matter of fact, my grandfathers served in World War II. My grandpa Mark served for the Army. My grandpa John served, Amerigo served for the Navy. And I actually have a Navy jersey right here, which I wear for every Army-Navy game, and my grandfather's name has his birth date and his last name on it, so this rivalry holds a deep spot in my heart. Couple things that'll probably happen. Big game for Jeremiah Love. I don't think Navy has a defensive answer for Jeremiah. I expect a big game out of him. CJ Carr, same thing. I don't expect Navy's defense to really be able to stop him, so he should have a big game. Notre Dame's defense should be definitely up for the challenge. They'll be able to stop the Navy triple option attack, and but it'll be a good test for Notre Dame. It's a switch in pace. They're used to gearing up for stopping the pass, but Navy is more of a run threat, so I expect the Notre Dame defense to really be able to step up and make some plays there. The special teams. This is where it needs to improve drastically this week. Last week was dreadful up in Boston, up at Chestnut Hill. It was an absolute dreadful performance by the Notre Dame special teams. The kickers were god-awful. Everything was god-awful on that side of the ball. So I expect big things this week out of Notre Dame special teams, especially a 7:30 kickoff in South Bend. So I expect the special teams to be ready to go. Notre Dame is a 28-point favorite in this game. I think it'll be closer than that. I think Notre Dame 45, Navy 20. I expect Notre Dame to be able to handle their business, though. They should not have any issues with the Naval Academy today. And I know Navy's going to play all 60 minutes. Notre Dame better be up to the task. They better play all 60 minutes. But I fully expect a big win for the Irish going into tonight's game. Now we switch to tomorrow's game, where the Chicago Bears take on the New York Giants. Just like Notre Dame Navy, this is a rivalry deep in history. Players like Lawrence Taylor, Walter Payton, Gale Sayers, Frank Gifford, Phil Simms, Jim McMahon, all these great legends for the Bears and the Giants. Obviously, two of the oldest franchises in the National Football League, both going back to 1920. The Giants used to play at Yankee Stadium. The Bears used to play at Wrigley Field. A lot of tradition here. Obviously, the 63 championship game, Papa Bear's last championship. Obviously, the sneaker game in 1934 with Papa Bear's boys getting run out of the building because they had the wrong footwear for an icy field. A lot of great moments from this rivalry. Obviously, the Hostetler game, the 31-3 game at the Meadowlands. Obviously, Sean Landette. Obviously, the punt that the Wind took in the NFC divisional game back in '85 that opened the doors for the Bears to get to the Super Bowl. A lot of history in this rivalry, a lot of respect for both teams, the Giants and the Bears. Things I things I want to see tomorrow from the Chicago Bears. Can the offense continue to take steps forward? This is a Giants defense that's 31st against the run, so I expect the Bears to be able to run the ball at will in this one. The Bears, believe it or not, have a top 10 offense. They're 6th in points in the National Football League, which is crazy to think. The Bears, 6th in points in the National Football League, and they're number 3 in explosive plays, just behind Buffalo and Detroit, I believe. So that's a crazy stat. And in general, the Ben Johnson effect is absolutely here. This coaching staff is completely different from last year, whether it's Ben Johnson. Dennis Allen still has a lot of work to do on the defense, but we are missing a lot of pieces, and it's not going to stop this week. We are missing TJ Edwards, who is a huge loss. I cannot state how big of a loss that is. But TJ Edwards is our captain on defense, and it sucks that we're not going to have him tomorrow. The defense needs to be ready for Jackson Dart tomorrow. Jackson Dart has shown me a lot over his last couple starts. He is the spark plug for the New York Giants. He is what makes that engine go. Obviously, them missing Scattaboo hurts, but the Giants are ready to come to Soldier Field and put up a hell of a contest with us. So we need to be ready for Jackson Dart. Special teams in Chicago. God, please, you need to show up. You need to show up because last week was dreadful. The opening kickoff for a touchdown was bad. The onside kick that we couldn't get was bad. The blocked field goal by Cairo was bad. The special teams needs to be way better this week. And the run game is key for this game. There's supposed to be sloppy weather in Chicago. Supposed to have a wintry mix. I expect a big game from DeAndre Swift, Monungai. Roshan Johnson's going to be healthy, so I expect to see him. Travis Homer might even get a couple carries. So the Bears rush game will be in full effect tomorrow. I fully expect them to take care of the Giants just by running the ball and a couple of passes from Caleb. Nothing crazy. The wind gusts are supposed to be 30 miles an hour, so it should be crazy. The Bears are a 4.5-point favorite, so I'm thinking Bears 27, Giants 17. I expect a better showing out of the Bears defense. I expect them to be able to run the football. I expect Caleb Williams to take another step forward in the passing game, and Ben Johnson's just going to cook. That's what I think is going to happen. I'm hoping the Bears go to 6-3, and then we can really start talking about, can this Bears team be a playoff team? But let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Let's take care of our business against the Giants. And as always, enjoy the rest of your night. And as always, make sure, bear down and go Irish.